Then you have the cars that drive themselves. When it comes to driverless and autonomous cars, experts believe it's not a matter of if, but when.
And despite the challenges, the state of Ohio is trying to position itself as a leader in this emerging technology. Jordan Vandenberg shows us how in this News 5 original.
For more than a century, four wheels have meant freedom. You can go anywhere, do anything at any time. But if driving a car is as American as apple pie, that recipe is changing.
And up to now, independence and owning a car have been synonymous. I'm going to propose to you that they can be separated.
In the well-worn dining hall at a local country club,
Imagine Uber without a driver. That's what you're talking about.
Cleveland State professor Dr. Robert Simons
Variability here.
lays out his roadmap
Instead of owning 3 cars or 2, you might own 1.
on the transition from driver's seat
Here's the downtown parking.
to being driverless.
The short answer is I'm expecting by 2030 we're going to have a market penetration of driverless vehicles between 10 and 30% of all trips.
Simon's projections are rooted in research, and in his office on campus, he envisions an industry where cars are designed for the passenger, not for the driver.
I expect that there'll be robo-fleets, which is to say there'll be private companies that will own fleets of vehicles that will provide an Uber-like or Lyft-like service to people on an app phone basis. And the cost of getting around that way will be about 25 cents a mile, unlike what we spend now, which is between $80 and $1.20 a mile.
Such a culture shock would divorce the century-old marriage between man and motor vehicle. But what Detroit was to the affordable car, Ohio hopes to be to the driverless one.
Through $45 million in funding from ODOT, Jobs Ohio, and the Ohio State University, it allowed us to build this state-of-the-art facility to test automated and connected vehicles.
Burrowed into more than 4,500 acres, the Transportation Research Center in Central Ohio is the most comprehensive, independent automotive testing facility in the country. While much of what happens here is proprietary, the TRC's customer base includes well-known automakers and their suppliers.
One of our 4 work bays, so usually when a customer comes on site, they'll be able to have access to the bay for the day while they're testing.
The newly minted Smart Center has all the tools of the trade, including foam pedestrians, cars, even deer.
We call that our European deer because that's too small to be an Ohio deer.
All of which can be attached to sleds in order to test driverless vehicle systems in a controlled, repeatable environment. And it's here that Ohio native Alex Leibarger, a senior research and development engineer, experiences driving and its evolution.
How long is it going to be until I don't have to drive myself? And I wonder the same thing, but we're that last step to provide that validation before these vehicles hit the road.
We talk about at Drive Ohio, we want companies to come here to test and stay here to grow.
If the TRC is the engine, Drive Ohio is the steering wheel. The collaborative effort between public and private entities serves as the main point of contact for all things driverless in Ohio. The group and its partners have already put into motion several pilot projects, from roadside fiber optic lines to autonomous shuttles in downtown Columbus.
That's pretty cool.
The group's mission is to merge development and deployment by prioritizing access and safety.
Elderly people getting to doctor's appointments, people that have disabilities, a lack of mobility freedom. So it's all about access and safety.
Safety is at the core of it. It starts and ends with safety. 94% of accidents, human error is a factor.
Thousands of lives may be saved every year because of driverless vehicles. But, like a crash during rush hour, the careers of 3 million Americans may face drastic detours.
Car dealerships, anything associated with operating a motor vehicle, body shops, car insurance, even organ donations. Look where dead bodies come from, or people that can harvest organs. There's a whole ripple effect there.
That's why one of Drive Ohio's core tenets is workforce development. But it's far from the only challenge. Just consider the ethical conundrums.
It's called the trolley problem. And in the case of an autonomous car, it would work like this. Say you have one person on one side of the road, and then you have 2 people on the other side of the road, with only the option to go left and kill 1 person or go right and kill 2 people. What does the driverless car decide? What happens when one of those people is a child, or a doctor, or a priest? Who lives and who dies?
It's been studied philosophically, ethically a lot, but the question is, who is going to program the vehicle's decision rules for life saving?
Simon says despite its immense challenges, driverless vehicles are coming, perhaps within the next decade or two. And the hope is those roads leading there will go through Ohio.
So much comes through here, through the state.
For more than a century, the open road and the busy commute have been pieces of Americana. Cars have meant freedom, but soon we may be free from them. Jordan Vandenberg, News 5.